Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have a Toronto Raptor video for you. If you enjoy this video, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. Only 100 subs away from 8,000. Let's aim for 250 likes on today's video, then I will drop the next Raptors video immediately. It's still the off season right now. There is not much news going on in just the entire NBA in general. So once again, I asked you guys for some hot takes, and we're just going to kind of go through it, and I'm going to give you my opinion. So let's get into it right away. I did this only a couple of minutes ago, so we only have a few, but this one is from my man Swaggy BT. Go check him out if you guys like just NBA content as well. Does the same thing as me. He said that the Raptors will beat the Bucks in the first round. I have to say, so if you watch my channel, you know my prediction. The Raptors get the 5th seed in the East, and they beat whoever the 4th seed is. I really think that's going to happen. I think they'll advance to the second round. I think everybody is sleeping on this team. In fact, I've even seen quite a bit of Raptor fans sleeping on this team. However, there's a lot to be seen. Right, there's just a lot to be seen, but I will say this just based off that hot take question. If there's going to be a team to beat the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round, I think it would be the Toronto Raptors. Also, really quickly, guys, hopefully this is 100% the last week of the Hornet Raptor clips might be playing right now. This is 100% the last week of that. We should be able to get normal NBA highlights probably into this weekend, starting this weekend. And then once the regular season starts, it'll just be the last game, or it'll be a compilation. It'll be a whole bunch of new stuff. But for right now, there just isn't much. It's also really weird throwing on old highlights of like Kyle Lowry. It's just from last season. It's just weird. Still weird. Until I see Kyle Lowry in a Miami Heat uniform, I still haven't really processed it. Obviously, this is a really hot take by Swaggy here. I don't think he's expecting this to happen. I don't think I'm expecting this to happen. But you guys see where I'm getting at. I think just the way the Toronto Raptors are set up on the defensive end is they just play positionless basketball. And I think they're going to be the start of many. I think, honestly, a lot of NBA teams are going to begin to transition into what the Raptors are looking for. Maybe not the whole 5 starting lineup, but you've already started to see it. A couple of teams are starting to pick on it, just having interchangeable defensive players, guys who can guard multiple positions. No one's ever really thought to assemble a team of them. Right, most GMs, most teams are really looking for either a handful in their starting unit, maybe put some board men or put some shooters out there, some playmakers, but no team has really done it for the starting lineup. No team has really done it for just their entire roster. I think Toronto, Milwaukee is going to be a fun series here for the next 5 or so years, but for this upcoming year, I mean, we still have a lot to see. Malachi Flynn, Fred VanVleet, how is Fred going to play without Kyle Lowry there? Is he going to bump his assist numbers up? How Scotty Barnes going to look? There's just a whole bunch of questions right now. Can OG take that leap? Is Pascal going to take that leap? He already did, to be quite honest with you. I think last year, a lot of statistics will back it. It was just a weird season. Weird season for Pascal. Not only did you have some injuries and you had some COVID, you're playing in Tampa, but also if you just really look at deep statistics, super advanced statistics, he got kind of horrible luck just shooting the ball in general the entire season. He shot under 30%. I believe he shot 28% from deep last year, and the year before that it was, I believe, 35.6. So I think there's just a lot of different components that go into this, but we'll move on to, I don't want to mess up his name, but something Jake. He said the Raptors take 6th seed, make it to the East semifinals in a Miami upset. Now, to be quite honest with you, I think outside of the Milwaukee Bucks, every single team in the Eastern Conference is beatable. The reason for Brooklyn is, first off, they are just extremely old. I think they're going to have a lot of defensive issues, but it's health. I mean, last year, if that big 3 was healthy, they probably would have won the NBA Finals. Right now, the Milwaukee Bucks are just a super team to me. I think that they really have crafted a phenomenal roster. However, the loss of PJ Tucker is probably going to sting them a little bit. To me, Miami is a totally beatable team, but like I had just mentioned, I think we need to see a lot of different things in order for them to get to that level. But at the same time, I don't think it's that much, right? Pascal Siakam, I think last year was just a down year, just awfully unlucky season. Pascal gets back to his normal strength. If Fred averages 6+ assists, if OG averages 20+ points, if Scotty Barnes is in Rookie of the Year conversations, a lot of these things are possible. All right. We'll move on to the Don. Gary Trent Jr. will become a star this season. My only issue with Gary Trent Jr. is his defense, which I'm still fully in on Gary because a couple of years ago in that bubble, he played really good defense in that bubble. So to me, Gary, I think he's going to average over 15 points per game. I'm sure he's going to be a reliable three-point shooter, but if I had to guess, I think he's going to be the odd man out. It's kind of hard for me to honestly see Gary Trent Jr. becoming an all-star this season. However, this is a golden opportunity. The Raptors are looking for a guy to step up, and it might just be Gary Trent Jr. You never know. I have high hopes for him. Especially when he came here in Toronto, he was not here, I live in Chicago. When he came to Toronto, he was putting he had that 44-point game. He had that crazy game against the Warriors. There was just so many different random nights for Gary Trent Jr. in a Raptors uniform that really made you open your eyes and like, oh, okay, hold on. All right, let's move on to, oh man, this one's kind of crazy. Harps and Galley versus Shago and Gallant. He says Dragic. Oh, man, I always butcher this name. Dragic. No, Goran Dragic. Dragic. I don't know. He becomes a 6th Man of the Year candidate for the Raptors, so he's definitely going to get some run. He's just definitely going to get some run until he gets traded. I just don't think he'll get traded until the trade deadline. We'll see here in a couple of weeks if that Moses Brown trade is still on the table with the Dallas Mavericks. However, with Dallas, they seem a little stingy. I think it's going to take a little bit of time for them to be sold on the idea of trading for Goran. I think it's going to happen at one point in the season, but I do think Goran will be here. For 6th Man of the Year, I could see it just because he's probably going to be that main guy on the bench role. I think he's going to come in, provide that scoring burst. I just don't think at 35 years old, Goran is going to put up enough supporting statistics. Last year, he only had like 3 rebounds, 3 assists per game in really solid minutes. So I'm sure he might be in the running if he just plays how he plays and he gets a good amount of minutes. But for 6th Man of the Year, I don't think he's going to get the enough supporting stats. Honestly, I think he's going to see a drop-off in rebounds. I don't think he's going to really get any rebounds here in Toronto. We'll see what happens. There's a lot of questions with Goran right now. So that's it for today. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button, hit that sub button. Once again, let's aim for 250 likes, and I will drop part 2 of this Raptor hot take video.